Hi, welcome to SAP Product Costing tutorial. So in this tutorial, we will configure a SAP FI company code. What is a company code? A company code is a legal entity in SAP for which an independent set of profit and loss account and balance sheet can be prepared. Now, this we have covered earlier in our finance tutorials, where we went in detail about how the company code has to be set up in SAP and what are the various business transactions like posting a vendor invoice or customer invoice or general ledger, general vouchers, etc. In this tutorial, we will briefly configure a company code for the purpose of product costing. So various steps involved in configuring a company code are listed in the presentation. This is the first step. One is define company code. This is a transaction code for that, OX02. Then define credit control area, create controlling area, assign company code to controlling area, assign company code to credit control area, and so on. Let's do all these steps in the SAP sandbox. So the first step is to define a company code, transaction code OX02. We create a new company code. We call it IST5. IST5. So you can enter these values or any other values, like country could be US, India, UK, as per your requirement. Step 1 complete. Next step, define credit control area, transaction code OB45. OB45. Again, we call it IST5 for the purpose of identification. The credit control area currency will be US dollar. Update. Keep your cursor there. Press the F4 key. So we will have the options. We select the second option, that is 4012, which is generally selected. Okay, fiscal year variant, we will take K4, which is SP standard for January to March. And now save. So with this, we created the credit control area. Now, what is a credit control area? This has been discussed in detail as part of financial accounting tutorials in the earlier sections. Next, create a controlling area. Again, this has been discussed in detail in the early tutorials. Here we are going to create a new controlling area for the purpose of product costing. Controlling area, transaction OKKP. New entries. Call it IST5. First, we give it the name OMTech. Controlling area, cross company code, currency type. Let's use controlling area currency. Okay. I think we should use group currency because that will ensure this currency exists in FI company code also. Chart of accounts. We have to create a chart of accounts first. So let us go and first create the chart of account, which is transaction code OB13. Going back to the steps, step 18 is the create chart of account. So actually first we create the FI configurations like create chart of account OB13, new entries, chart of account IST5, description IST5, chart of accounts, maintenance language English, length of GL numbers, account number 6, manual creation of cost elements, and save it. So with this we created chart of accounts IST5. Next step, assign company coded chart of account, go to OB62, our company code IST5, and to this we assign a chart of account IST5. Save. Next step, create GL account groups. Let's create the GL account group, transaction code OBD4. So what is a GL account group? Again, it is discussed in the earlier tutorials. So you have GL accounts where various transactions like expense transactions, revenue transactions, balance sheet and liabilities transactions are recorded. So these are GL accounts. Now GL accounts are grouped under buckets and which are called GL account groups. So we will create just two groups. One is we call balance sheet account. So here we will have all the accounts which are either balance sheet or liabilities in nature. And second we will call it P&L group, profit and loss account group. So here we will have the GL accounts which are either expense in nature or income in nature. So click new entries. Chart of account is IST5. We are using account group. Let's give the name BS. IST5 BS. Balance sheet account from 1 lakh to P&L account group. This is P&L IST5 profit and loss account, and this is from account 4 lakh to 999. So we created two account groups. Next step, define retained earning account. OB53 is the transaction code. Let's go there. Control and OB53. Now, a chart of account we have defined with IST5. So what is a retained earning account? Again, this for more details refer to the financial accounting video. But a retained earning account is a reserve and surplus account. So what happened at the end of the financial year, you will have a profit and loss account, which will have a balance, which could be a profit or a loss. Now, this profit and loss is carried to this retained earning account, which is basically a balance sheet account. So this account goes to the balance sheet. So let's create a retained earning account. We add a retained earning account 330, give an identifier called X and 330 000. So this is our retained earning account. Enter and save. Now friends, you can practice all this in the SAP Sandbox, for which you can get access on the internet. There are many service providers which can give you access to the SAP Sandbox at a very low price. And you can practice it there by following my video tutorial. And in case you have any doubts, you can always ask in the Udemy chat. Now, very important, for all your doubts and for reference material, you can always visit this website, AUM Tech Solutions. This is maintained by a consultant, and this is maintained by our company consultants, and you find a lot of free reference material, study material on this website. Also in the Udemy link, I will be providing reference to this website where you can find the free material, free training material, and some of the training videos are also free. So once you come to the website, hometechsolutions.com, click the tab SAP Training Material. Here you have the table of content like SAP Finance, SAP Supply Chain Management, FSCM, that is Treasury and Risk Management, SAP Controlling, SAP Technical, which will be ABAP basis related reference material. So currently we are doing product costing. So click this tab SAP Controlling. You come here and here you have this link SAP Product Costing. I will be adding some more material here. Click the link SAP Product Costing, and this will take you to a reference material where you can see step by step how the product costing has to be set up in SAP. Also, there could be links to some more details. Any questions? Again, at the end of the website, you have this post. You can always post your questions here and I will get back. Also on the Udemy, you can post your questions. So going back, we have created our retained earning account. Next step. Okay, so now we go back and credit control area was assigned company code to credit control. We were at creating the controlling area. So let's create the controlling area. Transaction code OKKP. New entries. Controlling area IST5. Name we gave it IST5. Person responsible Home Tech. Company code, cross company code, currency type, group currency. This currency is defined at the client level, so it is available across multiple company codes. So even if you have company codes with different currency types like Euro, USD, Pound, it will work. Chart of account. Now we have defined chart of account IST5. Fiscal year variant, we will give K4. And the cost center standard hierarchy. So this is the top node in the cost center standard hierarchy. The top node of a cost center standard hierarchy has to be created here. For more details, refer to my tutorial on cost center accounting in this course. Now, what is a standard cost center hierarchy? Well, it is basically a list of all the cost centers in the system, in the controlling area, and the top node in the cost center hierarchy is defined here. So we give it the name IST5 for our identification purpose -CCT, that is cost center. See, with this we create our controlling area. So controlling area IST5 gets created. Next is assignment of company code. Click new entries. We have created our company code IST5, enter it here. Okay, so we have an issue here. It says data is not maintained, not a problem. We have already created controlling area. Let's maintain some data in company code IST5. So go to transaction code OBY6. This is the global parameters for the company code. And enter your company code IST5. Select it. Look at the details, and now we will enter some of the data here. So fiscal year variant is K4. This is a SAP standard variant. Document entry screen, we can give it standard. Field status variant, we can use the standard again, SAP standard 0001. Exchange rate deviation, let's give it 3%. Proposed fiscal year, yes. Credit control area, we have defined as IST5. And now you can save it. So we maintain the company code data. Let's go back to the steps in configuring the company code. We define field status variant OBC4. Let's go to field status variant OBC4. So what is a field status variant? This is again discussed in detail in my early tutorials. Now, a field status variant basically controls the display of fields on the SAP screen. So when you go to, let's say, document entry, FP50, you will have various fields like date field is there, amount field is there, cost center field is there, profit center field is there. A field status variant controls which field is optional, which field is mandatory, that is, you have to give the entry, which field is hidden, which field is displayed, so on. So we will take the SAP standard field status variant 0001 and copy it with as our IST5. Give it the name IST5, enter it, copy all. So we copied and created the field status variant IST5. The next step is assign company code to field status variant. Transaction code is OBC5, or alternatively, we can go to OBY6. Control N, OBY6. Now, why I use Control N? Control N is to cancel the existing screen and open the new screen. So / and OBY6. Go to my company code IST5. And here I have the field status variant, so we will enter it with IST5 now. And save. Always save it after you make your changes. Go to the next step. Define posting period variant. Yes. So posting period variant. The transaction code is OBBO. Now, what is a posting period variant? That question may come. We will give the name IST5, IST5 posting period variant. So what is a posting period variant? In a month you have 12, in a year you have 12 months, January, February till December. Now each of these months is a period. In SAP Finance, you can open a period, that is open a month for posting of FI general transaction, or you can leave it closed. Generally, let's say if current month is February, we will leave the month of February open for FI postings and all other months closed. This ensures that an invoice, customer invoice, a vendor invoice, which is for February, does not get posted in any other period, that is January or March or April or any other period. So this process of controlling the period in which a FI transaction can be made in SAP is done through posting period variant. So we have created a posting period variant IST5. Save it. Assign company code to posting period variant. We will go to our transaction code OBY6, OBY6, IST5, posting period variant IST5. Next step, open posting period variant. So as I said, now you can decide which period is open, whether current month, previous month, and so on. So the transaction code for that is OB52. Let's go to OB52. So 0001 is a SAP standard posting period variant. I'm just copying it and changing it to our variant, which is IST5. Select these posting period variants, copy it, and now change the variant to our variant, which we created as IST5. So this is IST5. This changes to IST5, IST5, 5, IST5, and IST5. Enter. So we created a posting period variant for IST5. Save it. Some idea about what these fields are. The first is the variant which we have created earlier, IST5. Second field, title A, is basically the account type. As you can see, account type. Plus stands for all account types. So this is a mandatory row. After that, A, which is for asset accounting type. D, this is customer accounting type. K, vendor accounting type. M, material accounts type. And S is general ledger accounts type. From, we are leaving it blank, so from any account. And 2, we are keeping a ZZ, so up to any account. Period 1 is your January and 2 is your December. Now year is 20, so we will change it to 21 because currently we are in 21. So let's change it to 21. So with this, we have created the posting period variant. Let's go to the next one. Maintain fiscal year variant, which is OB29. Transaction code OB29. Okay. So maintain fiscal year variant. Here we are going to use the SAP standard fiscal year variant, which is K4. K4. This is SAP standard. Now, what is the fiscal year variant? You can find more details in early tutorials. But in short, a fiscal year variant basically defines how many periods are there in a fiscal year. Now, in K4, we are saying our period is made up of calendar year, that is just January to December. And it has 4 special periods. That is, after December, you have 4 periods, which is 4 periods, January, February, March, April of the next fiscal year, and which we can make year-end posting. These are called special period. So this is calendar year. That's a K4 provided by SP. Similarly, there is another special posting period variant, V3. V3, you will see the period here is from April to March. So here the period 1 starts in April and the period 12 ends in March. And again, it has 4 special periods. So this we are using the SAP provided standard K4 posting period variant, fiscal year variant, sorry. And now assign company code to fiscal year variant, which is transaction code OB37. OB37, company code IST5, and we assign the fiscal year variant K4. This we have done it earlier in OBY6 global parameters. So it's appearing here. So with this, we completed the key setup for the FI company code. There are some things like document number range. So you have, whenever you post a FI transaction, a document is created. This need to have a document number. So that is created in document number range. Let's create that. FBN1 is a transaction code. FBN1. Company code is IST5. Give intervals, we don't have anything. So 01 year you give 99, which means it's applicable for all the years, and give the number 100,000. Save. So this way we can create more number ranges here. The transaction code is FP91. The next is to define the tolerance group and create chart of account that we have already done. So this we will now create tolerance groups for the employees. OBA4 is the transaction code. Control and OBA4 and create a tolerance group. So let's leave it blank. So if you give any number here, that has to be assigned to the employee, that is the login ID. So we leave it blank here, which is applicable for all employees. Company code is IST5. Amount per document, let's give it 10, 100, 1 million. And amount per line item, again same, we can give it same. Cash discount, we can give it as 5% and save. So what is this employee tolerance? So an employee is the person who logs into the SAP, and here we are defining the tolerance, that is the amount which he can post in the SAP. The amount per document we are given is 1 million. So he can post a FI document, which could be vendor invoice, a general voucher, a custom invoice, up to a maximum amount of $1 million. Amount per open item, that is within a FI document, you can have number of lines like electricity payment, water payment, power payment, so on. But each of these lines cannot be more than the $1 million. So this tolerance is defined here. Just depending on the employees, we can have different amount of tolerance. Save. So with this, we have configured the key settings of a FI company code. Now let's go back and create the assign the company code to the controlling area. Transaction code is NOAAP. Enter. Our controlling area is IST5. Selected. Assignment of company code. Click new entries. Enter the company code IST5. And we see it got selected. Now save it. So we created the controlling area IST5 earlier, and now we have assigned the company code IST5. Next is to activate the components in this controlling area. Fiscal year 2021. What component? We want the cost center accounting? Yes. We want activity type? Yes. Internal orders? Yes. Commitment management? Yes. Profit center accounting? Yes. Projects? Yes. Cost objects? Yes. With commitment management? Yes. Variances? Yes, because we are going to calculate the variance between standard cost and actual cost. So all these components we are going to activate for the controlling area IST5. Select them and save. So with this, we have completed the configuration of a FI company code and controlling area in SAP. In the next slide, we will start with the cost center accounting configuration.